Good evening. How are you? This is another episode of Shine at 9, and this is episode 31. Today we are doing something different. I'm actually beaming from a location outside, so I'm on site. I'm just trying something new. So if you are watching us tonight, thank you very much. Of course, as usual, say hello, click like, click share, stay throughout the show, or especially if you can organize a watch party, that would be amazing. I will love you extra much for that. Friends and family, today we have a very special episode. Of course, I say special, every episode of mine is special. This is episode 31 and it's a cool one. Why do I say that? Because mostly I find everything cool. And secondly, my current new interest is in education technology. So tonight's guest, of course, is in education technology. So speaking of edutech, and before I welcome my guest tonight, allow me to share. So Shine at Night, as you know, we've been around since, I don't know, May. So now we have a new collaborator. Yay! Night group of companies have agreed to be my collaborator, and you can see their logo at the bottom right hand side of the screen. And they are a dynamic company. They are focused on helping SMEs. Night Capital provides financial solutions for working capital and project financing. And Night Information Solutions helps SMEs efficiently manage businesses and work even and especially during challenging times. So Night Information Solutions are in the edutech space for the past 12 years. So really, really fantastic stuff. And I've just ran my ticker across. So if you want to check out their website for more information about them, yeah. So yeah, there you go, night.my, very easy to reach them. So without further ado, let me welcome my special guests for the evening. Hello Zahira and hello Faiz. How are you?
Very good.
We're
Very
doing good.
good.
Thank you, Jerry, for inviting us today for this session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. And of course, I've got to thank Coach Sonia. She's the one who introduced me to you guys. I'm so happy to have you guys as my guest tonight. So, a
Thank
quick
you for
introduction
having us.
for all of them here. Right, I have tonight a dream team, a couple who's actually married each other and have started a company that married age-old religion with modern technology. Did I say that correctly? Did I summarize that well?
Yeah, you have it.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, introduce yourself.
So, my name is Zahira. I'll just introduce my husband, Faiz. So Faiz is we've been married for 14 years, and he's an engineer, graduated from Purdue University, and he's been
Mm-hmm.
in the national oil and gas company since we graduated. So that's been about 15 years there. Um, and yeah, he's taken some breaks to come with the family when I was studying. So he's been a great husband.
Claudia. Claudia, over on my side, the line is pretty bad.
All right.
I have no idea what's going on. Can you guys hear or see me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I can hear you.
You're very clear
Can you
and
hear me?
well.
Yeah, you can hear me. Yeah, okay. Okay, I heard Zahira's introduction of Faiz. Faiz, would you like to
Yeah, yeah.
introduce
My
Zahira?
turn. And normally, Zahira does all the talking and I do all the analytics. But today I'll be partly do the talking, but Zahira will take the lead on most of the stuff. So Zahira is my soulmate and partner in goodness, not in crime. And she actually graduated in communication from Rensselaer Polytechnic in US, and she did
Hmm.
her MBA in Ireland. And she had actually worked in HR department for 7 to 8 years in a oil and gas company. The irony or the goodness of it is she's actually opening an education center which focuses on Qur'an education and also her baby is actually Khadijah Learning Center, which is actually a girls' primary school situated in Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, so that's about it, and we can tell a bit more later.
Wow, that's amazing, guys. I mean, you're doing something that is, I mean, you're not wasting your education in so to speak, because you're carrying what you learn in uni through to what you're doing right now. But it's such a different industry, a total change.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
But
it's
even now,
I
still
love when I hear stuff like this.
right, and due to her passion, she's actually now taking her second master's in education in a local university.
Respect, respect. I really respect those who can study and work at the same time. And being an
Yeah, that's
entrepreneur is
not
crazy.
me.
And Zahira is also a mother, so that's crazy.
But I think that's where when you choose the right husband, Alhamdulillah, thank God that I have a good husband. So that's where we can do all these things because we have support at home. But for
Amazing.
women who don't have support, it's very tough to be able to do a lot of things when there's no support at home. So I'm really thankful that he's very, very supportive of my growth, the family. So that's great.
I love it. He's doing funny faces as you speak. And perhaps my line is not so smooth over here. It's like taking a pause and it's pausing when he's doing that. So it's really funny. Okay, so we've got some viewers already live watching us. Hi Marina. She's greeting both of you. Hi Sharon and hi Kelvin. Thank you so
Thank
much for watching us tonight. Okay, so let's dive straight in. I you know, invited both of this power couple to this studio because I've had guests who was in the education tech industry, but this would be my first time inviting anyone that is in the religion aspect as well. Yeah. So let's dive in straight into a business question. I would like to know how you got this idea to start a business and not just any business in this industry in particular.
all right. So actually, we didn't envision to start an education company or a school when we were married. We never thought we would be starting any school. But our first experience was going to Ireland when I was doing my MBA and looking at how education. I think most of us know how education in developed countries are. It's very engaging. It's very hands-on. The children get to learn in a creative manner. So that's where, when we came back to Malaysia, we really thought about how can we bring innovation and better quality of learning into our own traditional religious learning, and especially for our holy book, the Quran, because it's been taught the same way for most of the years, but children nowadays have a lot of technology, they're learning new things, so we have to find new methods to keep them engaged. And I think even when I was studying in the US, I could see that the Christians were doing a lot of things and activities for the children at Sunday school, which unfortunately for a lot of Muslims, we're not doing those things yet. So this is where we thought this is something good that we can do so that our children can keep themselves engaged with the understanding of the religion, with the traditional text, but in more interesting methods to keep them engaged.
That's very interesting. I like what you have just said, that you actually picked up some good good practices from other religions. I mean, in business, it's very common to do that. Even you're in the automotive industry, but you take on best practices from something from the hospitality industry, for example.
Yeah,
That's wonderful. Okay, and Faiz, would you
I
like
think
to chime in on that?
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's quite irony because our background was, for example, engineering. We were studying in the US, and it's quite Muslims are not are minority in those countries. But normally, when we see our son going to school in Ireland, the environment was different. I mean, learning was actually a fun experience. It was actually engaging and fun. So, but sometimes when we see that religion and fun does not match, but actually it could be done, and that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, exploring, discovery, learning new things, learning about values supposed to be very engaging and meaningful to the children instead of something that is stressful. So I think that
Yeah,
that's
I
where
agree.
we yeah, that's where we come from. We're saying that learning has to be fun. It needs to be value based instead of just lip services or slogans, empty slogans, and things like that. So that's where we wanted to add value in terms of education, understanding the Quran instead of just reciting it.
Wow, I actually just thinking back because I did attend religious education classes on Sunday. Meaning to say, I go to mass, I go to church for like 1 hour or so, and then we go for religious education class. And I have to agree that the time where the teacher is teaching or using resources that are more fun, that are more engaging, where I can get to color photos, it's better for my experience. And
And you
the
remember it
yeah.
until today compared to the things that are just like lectures and drama.
Exactly. The children cannot absorb this so well, and then they become, psychologically speaking, they get averse to the topic. Not to say to the religion, but it's just to the topic. Hmm,
Right?
that's interesting. That's a very good observation. So, how did you
Yeah.
start ILuvQuran from there?
So when we came back to Malaysia, it was about August or September, and actually Faiz had been talking about setting up Quran classes for our son. Actually, so at that point we had two children. Uh, Before we went to Ireland, we were working in Sarawak. So we were both working with the National Oil Company in Sarawak, in a small town by the sea. So we had a lot of work-life balance. We had a lot of time to walk by the beach. We had a lot of time to spend with our son. So he was speaking a lot of Quran to our son. On the it was very, very hectic. We didn't have time to spend, to connect with him, to talk about religion with him. So that's where Bai started to think that we need to institutionalize something so that our children would be able to get the knowledge, even though we might be busy in the traffic jam or at the office. So that's where we started to think about finding a place. Actually, Faiz was when I was just being encouraging or pushing him. So he was like looking for a place. So every night he would go driving around Mangsa Maju, Sri Rampai area looking for shop lots, and then he would go round every night until I told him, well, you just better decide on one place because you'll just keep searching for it for the rest of your life if you don't
Mhm.
decide. So that's where we decided to open our center, and we had like a lot of students were coming back from overseas at that point because of the Middle Eastern uprising. So we had some teachers who just came back from overseas to teach us at that point.
So
Mm.
initially, Jerry, initially we had a few educational experts. Actually, it started with a school break program, school holiday program. But we wanted to do a module regarding that. The Quran is actually fun, engaging for those who want to sit down, not move, be quiet.
Mm.
More experiments, more arts and crafts, more movements, more kinesthetic movements. So we actually had some lecturers from education. We had some experts from the Quran field and all those things, and also from the children educational experts. We actually developed a module so that children can actually feel loved, and actually it's more age appropriate for the kids
Uh-huh.
according to their age, developmental age. in their psychology and their whether they're kinesthetic or auditory or visual. So that's where all the elements of science experiments and arts and crafts and games and activities came in, so that they could actually experience learning and be involved in the learning instead of just listening. So that's the main idea, and currently we're involved in the full commission.
Right.
Yes, the traditional methods of learning Quran are very broad based in a sense where whatever your age is, the method is the same. But as we learn psychology, as we learn science, brain development, we know that different ages, there's different approaches that's suitable for them. So that's what we integrate into our modules. We have a different set of modules, different approach for the children who are toddlers, and we have this approach for the kindergarten age children, and this approach for the primary, lower primary, upper primary as well.
Right. Okay. Faiz, Zahira, I'm so sorry. I think the technical problems because I'm getting some messages from my friends that the
Ah,
video keeps freezing. So let me do something. I will put us on pause for a while. I don't know if I can do that, but then we will get back on live, yeah? So just give me a moment. I'll sort this out. And viewers, I'm so sorry for the technical problems. Um, Stay tuned. I'll be back in 2 to 3 minutes, yeah?
all right.
Okay.
Thank you.